2.7 there. Probably the biggest one I've done actually. Yeah, the other crucibles could get very interesting for sure. I really hope they do, like I said, the other crucibles just remove boons, but remove all the echoes and stuff, but I don't think they will. I think they quite like the idea of echoes, which is fine. I just hope there's a mode where we don't have to use them. And we don't have to use them for this, right? But it's kind of like you have to force yourself not to use them a bit. Cool if there was an actual benefit to not using them, you know? Like, oh, I'm gonna give you unique items, or I don't know, extra bonus, the rewards. That one's a really good combo, by the way. Do a quick slam, then charge straight away into the stab. The range on that is insane, so it's really safe. So you just do a slam into charge, the range on it's crazy. Would be very good for bosses, that. Because you'd be at a safe range. So just miss your first attack on a boss, so miss it, and then do this one. I like that combo, that's nice, that one. Ain't nothing surviving that. You play any caster builds? I've got some on my channel. Chana Cinema, yeah. Got two. Battle Mage and Fire Mage. Both broken. Yeah, this is really fun. It's just your typical knight build, and I based this on the Templar knights from Assassin's Creed, so I thought, let's do something like that, right? And this sword is really good for it. It's perfect, because the animations are usually the key thing for swords for me, and most items in the game, but the animations for this are amazing. And I wouldn't want to just do with this kind of build where you're just doing the same move over and over. It's really fun on the Reaper, to be fair, because of the movement and sweeping around everywhere. But yeah, in general, it's got really, really cool moves. It's got some good mixture of stab attacks as well. Different charged attacks you can do. And yeah, I just overall really enjoyed the animation, so I thought let's do something with it. For me, this dropped with attack speed on the facet, right? So you don't have to use this type of facet, you could use it without a facet. And the best one would be durable here in this situation. The reason it's good here compared to the bow build I just did, which has lightning, is because this isn't a lightning build for one. And you would, just going for pure attack speed, you would get more of the durable, right? Because this is 10% attack speed, but you lose 10% damage here. Now it is good if you get it, but there is better things. I think mundane would be better, because you'd lose 10% attack speed, but you'd get 30% extra damage on top of this one, because this has -10. Mundane gives you +20, right? Mundane's better, and also durability, because durability gives you an extra 75, I believe. Now, if you had 12% here, with the gem in, 75 plus 12% is like, what, 8 is it? So that's 20% attack speed. But then if you get an extra 70, you get 20% of that 70, which is going to be 14, so you get 14% attack speed. Okay, if you've stayed with me on that, what does that mean? It's 4% attack speed more than this facet. And not only that, you don't get the -10% damage. So durability is better with this setup as a facet to go on top of the durability and the attack speed to get more attack speed. All that said, you don't need it, because as long as you get the durability as an enchantment, attack speed, it's going to make this feel really quick. Like, it feels very nice, very quick, very smooth. It doesn't feel like a two-hander. And I really hope the devs just give a flat 20% attack speed boost here, because to give you an idea, look how quick this is, right? It's quick, it's smooth, it still feels like a two-hander. It's got the weight to it, it doesn't feel like a one-hander. It feels weighty and nice, but 20% of 200, okay, is what I've got here. So 20% of 200, which is 40. I have 40% attack speed with the 10%, so that's 50% attack speed, okay? With the ring, that's 65% attack speed. And that's how quick this is with 65%. I personally think they need to do literally a flat 15 to 20% attack speed boost on all two-handed axes, swords and hammers, because they're so far off the others until you get attack speed. Like, it's crazy. Now you can get some two-handed builds which is just pure damage, just do charged attack, right? And that's fine. You don't really need attack speed then, potentially, but I really think they need at least a 15-20% to get on the level of all the other items in the game, because the problem is most enemies can zip around, dodge around. It's so hard to hit. So, with that said, the rest of the gear is basically just standard. You know, you've got crit chance here. I've got crit chance here, so I've got 2 with crit chance, and that is it, right? Well, I've only got 2 with crit chance. Well, this has 25% base, because it's two-handed sword. Then this has 20, what is it, 20... This will be about 25% crit chance on the... There's 26% here on the bottom with the boost. So that's 51% already with this sword. 51% crit chance, okay? So why have I only got 1? Well, this is another... What? 25% here? Ish. So I'm already at... What's that then? 76% crit chance, okay? Which is a lot. In fact, to be more than that, I think that's about 30%, sorry. So it's about 80% crit chance with these two. So, you could go for full crit chance, but I think it's better to do a crit damage here. You get... I got 2 in crit damage here, so 25. 2 here, another 25. And another 25 here, that's 75% crit damage. It's massive. Because that gets boosted by 75%. Okay, so that goes to what? Another 56 I think I worked out, so 130% extra crit damage. Massive, because this comes with base 40, so about 270% crit damage. 270% on this is massive because two-handers have such high damage values, so yeah, 80% to do a chance to do a 270 is massive, so I do think 3 crit damage is good if you get 2 here and 2 here in crit chance. I got 3 here in crit chance, which is actually really, really good. because it could mean that I re-roll this and try and get 2 in attack speed, which would be better. I think 2 in attack speed is the optimal here, and then possibly 2 in crit chance. I think that would be optimal. Maybe fully in attack speed would be good, because 20% of 175 would be what? 35% attack speed, just off those enchantments alone. Right now I'm getting 12% of 194, which is about 22, 23, right? So you'd get about 10% extra attack speed if you got 4 enchantments into attack speed, right? Never going to happen though, is it? Let's face it. Then I've got, again, armor pen. What's the golden rule I always say? 3. You want 3 in armor pen unless you're doing a low life build, because low life doubles and it's broken, so yeah. But right now 3 in armor pen is very good. 75% boost across all of them. Pretty nice. I'm going to have like what? 38, 15, 50 something. I'm going to have like 80, 90% armor pen here. Amazing. Think about the damage I'm already doing. I'm getting armor pen just slicing through their armor. That's why I'm just dunking on everything with this. Then I've got 2 physical, which is really, really good. And then I've got... So there's a couple of bits going on here. This is where it gets really interesting, okay? I have no lifesteal in this build. No lifesteal. And I'll explain why in a bit. But the healing that I have is all from this health regen and mushrooms only. So I've got 20 health regen, but that goes up to 37. Is it 37? Sorry, it goes up to 35. Sorry. So 3.5 health per second, but that gets boosted by this 20% round. Well, obviously 90, but let's just say 20% healing of my durability. So 312. What's 20% of 312? It's around about 60, right? So I'm getting around about 60% healing boost here. So already this 3.5 gets boosted by 60%. So we're looking at around about 5.5 healing per second, which is really good. If I can't actually do anything here to get rid of my focus, can I? That's not good. I do. Oh, I can actually. If I keep tapping that, let me do it. That's weird. So if I pop a mushroom here, this is what I would have. Because it's 20, right? That's what I would have, but actually it goes to 3.75, so it'd be more like this. Is there another 20 here? So this is around about the healing I get. It's a bit slower when I'm fighting something. Not that. So anyway, you'll see it when I'm fighting, but then if you pop a mushroom with that, your health just keeps going up. Now why am I not running lifesteal? Because if I run lifesteal, I lose 20% of my health. I have to respec massively, because not only is the lifesteal ring here, sorry, the lifesteal ring, it only works when you're in the bottom half of your health, so it only starts working when I'm down here. So it's only good when you're in a dire situation, which you don't ever want to be in that situation. You want to be up here all the time. It can be. So it wasn't working. I switched to it and it wasn't working as well at all. Plague, obviously I'm not doing Plague here because I don't think this is good. And Bleed, again, you can't run Bleed because you're going to lose out on this boost here. So you can lose damage, so not going to work. And then what's the other form of lifesteal? So you got Bleed, you got Plague, you got the gem, you got the lifesteal gem again. You're taking up the slot, pointless. You're just losing out on damage. I really think they need to add a facet for lifesteal, by the way, just to give us that option. But this is a really good way to do it. Stack up on mushrooms and stuff. You'll get insane value out of these. It'll be crazy. Let's just show you what this one's like. So if you get a bunch of tomatoes, which are really easy to get, look how quick the healing is. Like when you're in a fight, stacked with your health regen, you're going to be just like constantly genning health. You won't have any problems. Plus your super tanky, which I'll talk about. So this durability is really good here. Now, I have focus cost in both because it's a full focus build. Obviously, we're not using any we're not using any runes, anything like that. So that's good there. Now this is very interesting. This is also based on durability, so it's very much a durability build with this, right? 319 durability, 30% of that, but boosted by 75%. So that is, what's that, 22.5 or something? So 52.5% of 319. I have 150 something % stamina recovery, which means 86 stamina regen. It's crazy. Watch my stamina regen here. I've got 90 odd stamina regen, sorry, at the moment. 90 odd stamina. Look how quick it comes back. With 90 stamina. Crazy. Now not only that, you don't really want to run out of stamina, okay? So this is why I've got stamina here. 20% cost reduction. This is actually pretty good with this build. It does work pretty well. There's not, you could run armor here, but I've found this does help you because you can drop a bit out of the stamina to keep more in damage in your points here, which I'll go through. And then speed. Obviously speed's always very nice. Bit of movement speed. A couple of movement speed rings makes this really nice because you can get in there, do the slide attack. And I've talked a bit about the animations already, but this one's really nice. This slide attack is really nice because you can just run past enemies on the right side of them. Just slice them on the side. Really good. Really nice move to use on ads. Best combo for the boss, triple charged. Because if you can get those last two off, they're super quick, you just do insane damage. You see me do it to the Echo Knight there? As soon as he missed my attack, I just dropped one of those. 1, 2, into a quick charge. 7.5k damage, straight up. Easy as you like. So, I do think this ring's essential. These two, you could change them. They're not essential, but I think they're really, really nice with the way I've set it up. But overall, what does that mean? You've got really good damage everywhere. Crit damage, crit chance, really good attack speed. Very tanky because you've got plate pants, plate helmet, mesh here. Really good armor pen. Pretty solid healing, that's consistent. Healing's probably the one weakness of this, but it's pretty good. And insane stamina regen. Now, these stats I've tinkered with quite a lot, and I think this is pretty good. Now, I've dropped a tiny bit in health from the video because what I figured out today is, and I didn't fully realise this, but ads in the Crucible get more difficult as you go through to obviously scale with you getting all the echoes, right? So I was one-hitting things at the start, but you'll see towards the end I wasn't quite one-hitting, so I've boosted the damage a bit to 61 here. It was about 57, I think, 56. But I have boosted this to 61. I think this will be better. So if you can get to 60 plus here, great. Get into the heavy range, obviously. So you're not walking around everywhere. Stamina, 80 to 90 is really good. I dropped a bit of stamina here because, again, with all the rings I've got, 85 is, I think, where you need to be. And 250 health plus will be fine. You'll hit like an absolute truck. Like, now I'll do even more damage to the Echo Knight. You will actually probably do, now with this setup, I'm just thinking about it, you would do, this would do 8k damage now. If you do 1, 2, 3 and crit all of them, which is a good chance you'll crit all of them at 81% crit chance, he's going to take 8k damage. It's insane. Super fun build. It's very different to a lot of the builds I've been doing, but if you want to play like a traditional knight, it actually feels like he's quite fast, he's not sluggish, he's really durable, stamina comes back really quick, he's tanky. You're just an absolute unit. Pick the right time to go in against groups of enemies. You might get caught out because, again, your health regen isn't instant. But run tomatoes against ads, bosses. Let me show you something here. Against bosses, mushrooms do 70 healing, right? Watch the healing I get off this. Hang on, let's do a bit more. So 1 mushroom soup, full health. It gives me about 140 I worked out because of the double healing. You know, crazy healing with this setup. So against bosses, you're gonna full heal off 1 food thing. You know, it's kind of crazy, really. Especially if you run one of the higher tier ones. But yeah, mushroom soups are really easy to make. Just run them. But I hope that explains it. I mean, obviously I went into a lot of detail there. I'm going to put a planner in the description, so have a look at that. But very, very fun. I know a lot of people have been asking for two-handed builds. I hope this gives you what you're looking for, because I'm not usually much of a two-hander, but I've really enjoyed playing this one. It feels really satisfying. There's something about going around as a mage one-shotting stuff, you know, that's really fun. But this is, even though it's obviously not as OP, there's something different about this. The way it plays and the style of it, it's really fun. And I like it. I also think this would be very good in PvP as well. Not that PvP is out yet, but I think this kind of build could be very good, because it's good all around. But yeah, that's about it. I think I've covered everything there. More build videos to come. I'm going to start doing some guides soon once I start, you know, thinking about doing other videos on the channel, but I've got quite a few other ideas with some builds to do. yeah, let's see. But I hope that helps, and yeah, I will be doing more build videos soon, so stay tuned for those.